Hi, today we are with Earl Phillips. He's with Phillips Design, and what he does is takes care of bugs that get on your computer and can really give it a hard time. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I offer a computer protection and disinfection service for all Windows-based computers. The service is one where I can come in and detect every possible infector on a Windows machine and remove them without data loss and bring it back to you within 24 hours usually.
How do those, I mean, everyone knows typically you open an email with some kind of attachment or something, that's how they get them on there, but there are other ways that those viruses and little bugs can get on your computer, right?
There's several different ways. One is the bad guys all have scanners that constantly scan the internet looking for open connections to infect. And all Windows machines are open connections. Another is the emails you mentioned. Almost all of the spam emails that you get are infected. Another way, of course, is doing some of the applications that are on some of these social media, things like Twitter, Facebook. Some of those applications are infected as well. And then, of course, the typical ways, anything you can download for free to install off your machine, like games or screensavers, they're all infected.
Virtually almost always, I would say, right?
Yes. And then another way that most people aren't aware of is that there's a lot of legitimate websites that are infected because they've been hacked, or they sell advertising on there and the bad guys buy those ad spaces and send infected code for the ad. So every time you download one of these legitimate websites, you also get infected.
So it's kind of hard to be careful. It's just so inundated with all this garbage out there that...
Exactly. Yeah, it's all run by organized crime now. And in fact, statistically, for several years, organized crime has been making more money off of infecting computers for various reasons than they have been off of both drugs and prostitution combined.
Now, you are in Columbus, Ohio, and that's pretty much your market.
That's my market, although I've been all over the state. I've been to several other states. It just depends upon how many machines you have at one location that you want me to clean and protect.
Okay, so if it's a large, like a corporation or something, and they have a number of computers other than maybe one or two in an office, you would definitely consider a trip to go take care of those computers.
Absolutely. 5 to 10 machines will send me anywhere in the state of Ohio. Anything more than that will send me anywhere else I need to go.
Now, the other thing is typically, now on the larger jobs, you obviously would go to the location. But now on the smaller ones, you typically have the people bring the computer to you?
Actually, I pick up and deliver. No extra charge.
Okay.
Yeah. On home-based machines, home-based businesses, residential machines, small businesses that have 1 or 2 computers, I typically like to take them back to the shop and put them on a bench and run them because I can set up several at a time. Because it typically takes about 24 hours to completely scan, clean, and protect a computer. The scans themselves take anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. And most people don't want me sitting in their home for
that long. You can have a virus program on your computer and it still will not detect some of these.
That is true. The way they're writing the infections nowadays, they're meant to stay hidden. So the important facts are, one, nearly 100% of Windows machines are infected. In most cases, you just don't know it because they're meant to stay hidden. Most of my business is reactionary. Their machine has to get really bad before they'll call me, before they even know it's infected. So what most people tend to wait is to see if the machine will get to a point where they can't use it. Then they'll call me because they haven't backed up their data and they're really worried about losing everything. So they call me to have me come out and do it. But before it reaches that level, you've been infected for some time now. And they've been in there snooping around, stealing your data, copying everything you've been doing on your computer. So the trick is to have me come in now, get it scanned, get it cleaned, get it protected. And then that way going forward that's not happening to you.
So do you put cookies on everyone's computer?
I do not.
I'm just kidding. Okay. Well, there you have it. I think it's probably a good idea to check into the service. I have Windows 1, I believe it's called. I don't even know what I have because OneCare. That's it. Thank you. I've got it on my computer, and you know what it is.
I know what it is. It protects against several dozen of the known infectors. Doesn't really do a good job with some of the newer stuff out there, but.
Okay. Well, that's good. Now, before we go, actually, there is one more thing for me that there may be other people that do the same thing. I run more than one hard drive. I actually have 5 hard drives on my computer, and to tell you the truth, I meant to turn it off before this interview because it's got a number of fans in it. and to keep things cool because of the number of hard drives in there. Now, these viruses, do they just attack the C drive, or can they get into the other drives too?
They can get into other drives. Typically what they do is they'll first infect the operating system, so they take that over. They'll also infect your browser so that they take that over. Then the smarter ones will actually go in and infect the BIOS of the machine. So now they have access to anything that's connected to your computer.
Now, but you were talking about data loss and that sort of thing. Do you actually have data loss if somebody fries your hard drive with the operating system on it and your programs, and you actually have external drives or internal additional drives to save your data to?
If you have your data stored on a separate drive other than the one where the operating system is installed on, then you're good to go.
So that's a much smarter thing to do.
You should always save your data on a separate drive.
Absolutely. I've been doing it for years.
Your hard drive should never be a storage drive.
There you go, man. I'm a big believer and proponent of that.
Exactly right.
All right. Well, if they need more information, they can go to your website. Like I said, we'll run that up in the credits at the end of this interview. But it is pdesigns.net.
www.pdesign.net, and if you want to get straight to the computer protections part of my website, just add /sed.htm, or you can just call me 614-764-0476.
All right. Well, good. Thanks for coming in there, Earl.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.